Okay, I'm recording.
All right. Welcome to a whole new little mini episode of Los Pina Bros. I am one of your hosts, Armando.
I am Alberto333.
And Mr. Pina Zombie is here. And we just want to talk about, Betin wanted to school us on a little bit of extraterrestrial thingies going on.
Yeah, I mean, what I was telling Katrina is I feel like a lot has...
Yeah.
A lot has changed recently. I mean, you know, we grew up watching all those alien specials.
Sightings, encounters, the alien autopsy on Fox, and everything on Fox is true. So it had to be real.
And, you know, aliens still scare me. That's still the scariest thing ever.
Yeah.
Now, I stopped, like, really caring about any of that because we have, you know, in all my years we still haven't gotten proof, evidence.
Yeah.
You can make up videos with all the technology. Like, you can make fake videos on your phone now. But recently, what's crazy is this whistleblower came out. And, you know, I've been reading all this stuff, like, you know, past several weeks and whatever. But it's huge because he's a whistleblower. And I'm forgetting his name. It's something Grush, I think. But he's a decorated person. He's worked like in the military, Air Force, highly intelligent, very credible. And, you know, he's been moving around from department to department.
Oh, David Grush?
Yes. And
he is a United States Air Force officer and former intelligence official.
Yeah, so I guess that people were telling him things like, you know, there are all these like secret things that are going on, and he started looking into them, started seeing all this stuff that's been happening, and I think he went to the Department of Defense with these claims, and they found all his claims credible, and they're now investigating it. So there's a whole interview with him. It's like an hour long, and some of the stuff he says is scary. You know, he's like, the biggest things are, we have spacecraft. We've recovered spacecraft from these beings. And that's the thing, because the interviewer was like, you know, these aliens, they come from outer space. And he's like, look, I don't really even want to say that, because they can be interdimensional beings.
Indiana Jones 4!
Yeah, I mean, but it's scary to think, like, can you imagine that? Like, okay, they don't even come from outer space. They come from a different dimension.
Inner space.
You know?
The mist.
And yeah, I mean, well, so, okay, it gets crazier. Anyway,
it gets crazier. Oh.
Yeah. So they've recovered spacecraft, and they've recovered pilots. They've recovered bodies.
I like how they phrase it, non-human.
Non-human intelligence, NHI. And it's scary. Like, what the heck do you mean bodies? What is all this stuff? And now, one of the big things is that I want to know what's going on. Because he says, look, the American taxpayer is paying towards these organizations.
Yeah.
And we have a right to know where our money is going. That supposedly these groups operate outside. They operate above the president, above FBI, above CIA. They don't answer to anyone.
Section 7 from Transformers.
Yeah, and that they've intimidated people. They've threatened people. They've maybe killed people to keep them quiet. It's scary, you know? And not only that, but some of the stuff that they found, like, can you imagine they have the cure for cancer?
Yeah.
And they don't want to share it with us because it would throw
everything. They make more money
off
of just people suffering.
Yeah, and okay, so that's all that. Now, some of the other things I've heard and read is some of the spacecraft, one of them at least, was small. But when you went in, it was the size of a football field.
Stop playing Doctor Who with me.
I mean, it's like, TARDIS. Can you imagine what's going on? Like, how are they breaking, like, physics with that kind of stuff? Yeah. Other things that I'm trying to think because okay, that came out and then maybe a month later, some guy on Reddit, and it could be fake, but that the way he used his jargon and the talk and everything, some guy had said, "I used to work at a biolab at some place from this year to this year, and I worked on aliens." And it's scary, like, you know, he used actual, like, medical terms and all that kind of terminology, and he was saying, like, they're basically drones. They're grown, like, robots. And, like, the ones... Oh, that's the thing I sent to that group. So, the little grays that we know are basically controlled by a larger gray. And
like what we thought Snoke was gonna be in those episodes 7 through 9 or whatever. I thought he was gonna be a giant.
But yeah, that those things are all like grown on Earth, and they have like things in their brains that's how they communicate telepathically. Like, you know, you communicating through Wi-Fi or Bluetooth to like a little robot device is basically how they live. And
techno-organic communication
Yeah.
device implanted in your
they have
frontal lobe.
They have no genitalia.
Oh.
So that's
Where's
why
the
they
fun in
don't
that?
procreate, you know, because they're all grown. Their skin, they basically secrete like waste through their skin. And what's crazy is, like, someone had said in the comments, you know, it's fun when you try to put puzzle pieces together because, you know, this guy was describing them as having a strong smell of like ammonia, you know, like since they secrete like waste through their skin. And I guess that someone had said when they were abducted that there was a strong smell of ammonia, you know, so they smell like piss because that's you know. What else? One of the other things they had brought up was they have noses and mouths, but their mouths lead only to their stomach, so they can't breathe through their mouth. And another thing that someone had brought up was, I guess there was someone in a band that he had gotten abducted, and he brought the alien like a clarinet or some sort of instrument you have to blow through, right? And instead of the alien like doing it with the mouth, they had to do it through the nose because that's the only way. Can you imagine, dude?
Yeah. That's what I love.
But yeah, it's crazy. Like some of that stuff, like, so that was what that bio guy was saying. In the same thread, there was someone else that had linked to some guy that was doing like he was talking about like, you know, I work in a facility where we actually get the spacecraft. Oh, well, let me backtrack a bit. So that guy that was talking about the bio stuff, I don't really know, because it was a giant thread, but one of the things he had said was, and I guess it was by word of mouth, that they were able to interview one of the aliens, and he made it clear that he doesn't know in what condition they interviewed it, if he was a prisoner or you know, someone just sitting down, if he was being tortured or whatever. But they were asking him like, you know, what are you guys trying to do here? And something that they're basically trying to reach enlightenment or something, and they want us to reach it. Yeah, and it does sound like it, because they were saying that to them the soul is a field, like how gravity is a field. You know, there's no like doubt in their mind that the soul is some sort of field that you can measure, and that they want people or Earth to influence that field. The more people that live and die and experience emotion or feeling will affect that soul field, and eventually reaching some sort of, I forgot
apex?
The word. Yeah, it's basically some sort of that, where it reaches some sort of enlightened apex, something.
Yeah.
And that's what they want. Whether they want it for themselves or for us, we don't know. But I guess what they said was like, it's crazy because they want Earth to do it, but they don't care about us in a way. Like, they don't care about hurting us, but they don't want us to destroy the Earth.
Yeah.
Going back, like how I said, puzzle pieces, maybe like 20 years ago, I think in South Africa or somewhere in Africa, these kids were visited by aliens. That's what they say.
Hey.
And you know, they interviewed the kids, that they were there for some time with them. They waved and the aliens waved back at them. And when they were looking at them, like, they started feeling, you know, all these thoughts and stuff. And the guy interviewing them was like, you know, what do you think they were trying to tell you? And that the girl was like, we just have to not use technology as much and take care of Earth and
they don't want the competition.
And he was like, you know, like, did you have these feelings before or after they visited? Like, after. So, like, that guy saying that that's what their religion is, like, they want us to reach that thing and they want us to take care of the Earth, fits in with that they don't want to, they want us to take care of the Earth. And that sightings they increased when the atom bombs were dropped. They've messed around with all that kind of stuff, like, and supposedly they keep doing it. There have been points where, and you can look this up. So I guess there's some sort of treaty, some sort of thing that the U.S. has with Russia that if you ever experience some sort of malfunction with your weapons, you have to check with the other country to see if to confirm if it's them or not, because it's supposedly the aliens were messing around with that stuff. They were shutting them down. They were beginning the launch sequence. So okay, there's that. Now, going kind of back to what I said, someone had said that they worked on the spacecraft, that's his job. He says that he's found multiple things. Some of them have... So all the UFOs that we see, they all come from a station somewhere in the Atlantic Ocean, I think. And that's their main base. It's been here for some time. And that's where all the UFOs come from. And everything is built for the mission. So, you know, the reason you see so many different UFOs is because they're all made specifically for a certain thing.
Yeah.
You know, they've found UFOs that are mainly like labs. They found UFOs that are, you know, that are huge, that are this, and they're mainly unmanned. There's no one in them anymore. If anyone approaches that station they have in the ocean, they get instantly vaporized.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah, I mean, it's scary to think that, it's there. The aliens want nothing to do with us, with our stuff, but that they just want to see what we're up to, I guess.
For people, for things that don't have genitalia, they sound like dicks.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that like sucks is, like, you know, again, if this is all fake, whatever. But if it's true, like, man, like, to think that they're not cool, you know?
Yeah.
And supposedly that's another thing too, is that there's a federation of aliens.
If you say Space Federation, but yeah.
Well, it's something like that. But it's this whole group of them, of different species of aliens. Some of them are neutral towards humanity, but some might be hostile.
And some might want to build an intergalactic highway that destroys us because we're in the way. Where's that from? There you go.
Wow. I mean, it's just it's crazy, some of these ideas. You know, I used to think, it's just visitors from another place wanting to study us, but to think like, well, that they could be influencing us in certain ways to reach some sort of, like how you said, some sort of Scientology crazy talk. Like, souls that have languished or, you know, like, it's crazy. I mean, I don't know.
I think it's fun to try to believe some of the stuff to the point where it's like, oh yeah, I mean, if this was me when we were in the, you know, back in the 90s when we were kids, I'd be like, oh my god, of course, that totally makes effing sense. But the fact that there's no, I don't know, I mean, I'm just reading some of the stuff here, how that there hasn't been any substantiated evidence or whatever, but yeah, I mean,
but that's the thing though, is there is evidence. Like the UFO stuff, they have released video where it cannot be explained.
No.
You know, but I don't think that's what people want. They want the actual spacecraft in their hand, and
they want like a Geraldo Rivera exclusive where it's like, hey, let's go inside
90
Al Capone's
minutes.
code. Yeah, 90 minutes. There's nothing in here.
I mean, you know, I get that, but I guess that the bigger thing is that this whistleblower has come forward with this stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and again, the Department of Defense, I think that's what they're called, has validated this. You know, like you cannot deny that is actually happening. But again, like, it's not the smoking gun. You know, we need that we need to see that right now. You know what I mean? But I don't know if we're gonna get that.
See, I appreciate your Mulder-like.
Yeah.
I want to believe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I want to believe.
I want to believe. And again, if I was younger, I'd be like, yes, yeah, we have to figure it out. We have to. But I think I'm more like Scully now. I'm like, don't you think? I think I'm like, I would have seen something already, but I don't know. That's all interesting stuff. We should just make a movie about that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's interesting. I'm not an alien, so I don't know, but like,
You're an illegal. Hey, Hey man, there's nothing wrong with illegals, eh? We're all
there's
human
no
beings.
human being that's illegal.
There you go. Beautiful.
But yeah, like, if they don't want us to like kill each other and blow people up and stuff, use technology, like, wouldn't it be in their best interest to just be like, look, stop killing each other. We're here. We see what's going on. Statistically, you guys have been killing the shit out of this earth. Stop it, or we'll stop you.
I mean, and this is what I was telling Katrina. Have you heard about the orcas downing boats?
Oh yeah, they're helping each other. Boom! Yeah, that's awesome.
And like I said, the puzzle piece is fitting, where they say they come from the ocean. If the aliens have the technology to push them to
The Mariana Trench is just
I mean,
force field.
You know that. I don't know that.
Is that what happened to the Titanic?
Roland Emmerich, we call dibs on this story, okay?
Ding!
Before you try to make one of your epic disaster films, we call dibs.
The last one sucked. It was kind of cool.
What the hell? What was the last one?
The moon.
Oh, I forgot about that one. Did the moon actually fall in that movie?
It was like
it was a space station.
What?
Yeah.
Superstructure?
Superstructure.
Isn't my boy Patrick Wilson in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was that's why it has some cool
Yeah,
ideas,
very
but
well
it did suck. It's just like any other movie.
Is it on streaming?
I think
have it.
HBO. And yeah, it's, you know, you saying that, I don't know how they think.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how to do
it's
that, but like, if they were gonna come and talk to some people, period, or like spy on us, just like, they should know that, like, oh, well, they'll have some evidence. We can't all be 100% foolproof, and if we're gonna say something, we might as well just say it. You know, like...
Wait, what?
Like, because they have sightings of them and stuff, so there will be sightings of it. You can't be 100%, like, invisible to everybody. So, they'll have that, and then that alien or whatever, the person that talks to them, like, oh, we're not trying to kill you, we just want this. They obviously know about that in their place. Right? Like, they know, oh yeah, somebody talked. Cool. They talk to the human. At that point, like, we'll just come out.
Alien
guess,
Bob,
you know?
did you go talk to Farmer Bill down there on Earth? Oh, shit.
No. I think that thing got to my thing. Yeah, go back.
He's walking back.
You want him to get under the car? I mean that, I don't know. I just think something is gonna happen in the next couple years.
Well, all our weather has been like going to shit. There's all these floodings and tornadoes now.
I mean, yeah, we're killing the earth. That's there's no doubt about that. But I'm just saying, like, with this whistleblower and some of the stuff that they're leading up to, I feel that it's coming to a head. Something's gonna happen, and if not, then I guess we'll never really know. But
I'll just chainsaw them like Marcus because they said they smell like piss or whatever. What are you guys made out of shit?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
mean.
I mean, it's crazy. It's some of that stuff that they talk about, and I don't know.
I guess that's something I have to delve deeper into. Like I don't believe.
I want to believe.
I want to believe.
I mean,
but it's just I'm gonna check out that interview with that Adam.
Yeah, I would say just listen to the interview. It makes for an interesting piece, like either way.
It's like the same thing with what was it? The ancient aliens on quote unquote History Channel.
Yeah.
It's just like that dude, like aliens. And it's like, yeah, I would I love that idea of like them being ancient astronomers coming to Earth and kind of helping humanity, like with that's all. I love that stuff. Like, and I love listening to that stuff. But in my head, it's just like, it's just like. It's a make believe story. It's all like just little stories of the way they would have to explain something.
Oh well, you're talking about ancient aliens. It got me thinking. One of the other things they said too is that the Vatican, Italy.
I
got
that. 1933 during the Mussolini.
The Vatican is a spacecraft.
Yeah, well, that's one of the things is they said they found a spacecraft so big that they couldn't move it. And they had to build some sort of structure around it. And they can't reveal where it is because of national security. But, like, that the Vatican went to the United States and was like, hey, we got this thing.
Yeah, excuse
Yeah.
It's not Jesus. We think it's the Christ our Lord. It turns out he's a little gray man with big eyeballs.
Oh, well, okay. I want to go back to Christ, Lord.
Slap.
Yeah.
Not use the Lord's name.
The other thing, damn, what was I gonna say? China. That we're in a race against China. Yeah, that they have found stuff too, and that we're always competing. That they were able to reverse engineer some of their technology, and they got it to work, but that they won't share anything with us, and we won't share anything with them. And then back to
China, show us yours. We'll show you ours.
But one of the things about supposedly that one of the reasons they don't tell us everything is because we can't handle it.
Just like Kay said
you
to Jay,
can't handle that.
It's like one person smart, bunch of people, you get idiots, you get riots, you get hysteria. It's like people can't handle it.
I mean, say aliens were revealed. And they said that thing, like, they're what they believe in. Okay, well, religion. You're gonna be like, well, if God created us in His image, what about them? There's no mention of like aliens in the Bible, really. Like, at least not the way they look like that, or maybe they are angels, or So it would throw religion completely off. And then people that believe like in the afterlife, what does it mean for them?
Yeah,
it
fundamentally changes everything that some people hold to be true, because everybody's religion is different, but at the base is still somewhat similar. So everybody gets like, but my God was supposed to be better than your God.
And the second thing,
I'll raise you 3 gods.
Yeah,
like technology. So they have the technology, just throwing it out there for like interplanetary travel and all this kind of stuff, right? What does that mean for us? Like, again, can you guys cure cancer? And why aren't you sharing that with us?
I love that your mind went to that, because the first thing I thought was interplanetary, like green alien hot babes, and you're thinking about like curing cancer.
I mean, who knows?
Pretty selfish there, but
I've seen stuff. People have come out. I think there was this one guy that said he was abducted, and then they visited him again, and they were like,
Hey.
and they're like, these are your children, and he was like,
that.
wow, and like, you can't. He wasn't able to stay with them, but they just wanted to be like, these came from you, and they were some sort of hybrid, And
I remember those. Those are from sightings and stuff. And I love the reenactments they would show. Like, and then one of them looked like a little girl with wispy hair and like reptilian skin. And she said she was my daughter, but she didn't move her mouth. It was like she was speaking in my mind. And it was just like, I do miss those.
How many?
Yeah. No.
Yeah, you can't find my head.
I can't. I love it now.
Oh no.
Yeah. You said something.
Yeah, so
We have it right here.
So, yeah, I don't know. That's as much as I remember. If you want, again, you said what's his name? David Grush.
Adam Grunch.
Grusch. He has an interview. Check it out online. You'll find it. Just type in whistleblower UFO. You'll find that interview.
Believe, don't believe, try to believe.
Go on the UFOs subreddit, UFOS. There's a bunch of crap in there, but then there's also some good stuff. And you know what? Even if you're like bored, it makes for some good reading.
That's what it is to me. I think at the end of the day, it makes for interesting reading. It's just like almost the fan fiction you would see of like Smallville season 11. If they made it, what would it be? And you get like lost in those things. It's fun. I mean, as long as doesn't get.
Speaking of Smallville and UFOs, I think did you see Zack Snyder had said that the Olympians, the gods, were supposed to be Kryptonians?
Yeah, no, that's a bad idea.
I kind of like it.
I like it if it was not DC. Like if it was its own thing, then I'm like, oh yeah, like it's its own mythology. That's what I was telling Chris earlier today, is that he can't get into comics because of the recyclical nature of it. Because it's like DC is gonna reboot them like every 10 years.
Zeus was supposed to be a Kryptonian?
Yeah.
Zeus.
Like they started mixing
I'm so glad he's out.
I don't know. I think it's. Look, we're completely changed topic, but
that's all part of the ancient aliens.
Yeah,
that's all.
aliens.
Yeah.
Like the thing I like is it's different, and I think that upsets a lot of people that they want the established world first, and they didn't get that with these movies.
Yeah,
I think that's the thing. Like if he were allowed to do his own, like maybe animated series, then I think people would have liked it. But to be the mainline DC movie canon,
oh no, I hate
are
that.
not a fan.
I hate that idea, because then it's like they're all Kryptonian. Then what's the point? It's like, what about all the other aliens? So in the universe, it's just. But again, that's why I think, like right now, I'm trying to do the characters for the comic or whatever. But like, I wanted to do a story where it's finite, where it has its own mythology, it begins and it has an ending. I don't want to like Spider-Man's been Spider-Man for 60 years, Superman's been rebooted 10 times. Like I want there to be a beginning, story, middle and end. And it's like, and the cool thing is, if I were to write it, finish it, whatever, then there's other people that can either do their own version, and I wouldn't mind like, it's a spin-off.
And run it into the ground.
Run into the ground. But no, it's not. Yeah, I remember that. I like that idea. But if it was its own thing, like just like that, his new movie, the Rebel Moon, was supposed to be a Star Wars movie, but he wanted to do rated R, and even he told me like, it's Star Wars but rated R, and they're like, out.
Why?
Yeah. What did I do? Yeah.
Well. Okay, I think that's a good place to end it. Like I said, check out those places. This was a random episode, and hope you enjoy it.
Just stuff that's out there.
Keep watching the skis.
The skis?
Bye.